Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lavender Lai. I'm an intuitive tarot reader here on YouTube, and I post anime themed tarot readings. So if that's something that you're into or would like to get into, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd love for you to join my little community here. Today's reading is going to be all about an answered prayer for you. What prayer is Spirit currently answering for you? And yeah, it's going to be themed off of Fire Force, which season 3 is currently releasing at this moment. I'm so excited about that. Love Fire Force. It's one of my favorite animes. So yeah, maybe you'll be inspired to watch Fire Force after this reading. It's a really good anime. Highly recommend. But let's go ahead and get into what we're going to be going over in this reading. So with the tarot cards, we're going to see what prayer is Spirit answering for you at this time. With the oracle cards, we're going to be looking into how will you know it will be answered. We'll see what will be the outcome of this answered prayer, and then get some final advice from the angel number cards. The angel numbers could be also further confirmation of, when you see the number, you know that the prayer is going to be answered soon. So yeah, group 1 is going to be Haumea, group 2 is going to be Princess Hibana, and group 3 is going to be Sister Iris. So take a moment, pause the video. If any of those characters, you can pick based on whichever character is your favorite, whichever character you most resonate with, or you could do a number generator, whichever you prefer. Just pick whichever pile is calling to you. And let's go ahead and get into it with group 1, Haumea. Alrighty, group 1, if you picked Haumea, then this is your reading. I'm gonna be a little bit biased because Haumea is my favorite character from Fire Force, so y'all are just going to be automatically my favorite group. Just kidding, sort of. But in case you skipped the intro, here's what we'll be going over. We'll be doing, using the tarot cards to see what prayer is Spirit answering for you. With the oracle cards, we're going to see how will you know it will be answered, and then we'll see what will the outcome be of this answered prayer and get some final advice from the angel number cards. So let's go ahead and get with the tarot. Alrighty, Spirit. For group 1, what prayer will you be answering for them? What prayer will you be answering for group 1? Ooh, we got the Lovers. Alright, alright. Something in regards to love, or maybe coming into union with something. Prayer will be answering for my people who are watching group 1, Spirit. For group 1, Spirits. Also, feel free to comment down below the crown emoji to tell me that you are watching group 1. I feel like this is the world. Okay. I feel like this is just because of how long the cards are taking to come out, I feel like this is a prayer that's coming after like a long time of praying for, praying for whatever it is you're praying for. Like this is coming after a very long time of like waiting. Oh, he got the 10 of Cups. Oh. Okay. We got the 5 of Pentacles. All right. And we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see what the back of the deck is. The back of the deck is the 8 of Swords. I'm going to put that right over here so it's still kind of in the camera. I feel like you got the answered prayer, or the prayer that Spirit is answering for you, is something in regards to like the end of just hardships in general. Like, because we've got the World card and we've got also the 5 of Pentacles here, and just like the energy overall of all of the cards, the Lovers, the World, the 10 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups is like, ultimate fulfillment, ultimate emotional fulfillment at least. And then the 10 of Pentacles is like, stability, like your finances are like in a great position. It's like the very much, with both cards being out there, it's kind of like everything is like finally aligned within your life. Like, maybe you're now getting into a place where you feel secure in yourself, secure in your finances, secure just overall, and like what you want in your life, and I feel like the answered what prayer Spirit is answering for you is finally getting you out of this place of no longer self-sabotaging the good things for yourself, because we've got this 8 of Swords, and the way that the 8 of Swords, you can see it's depicted here, she's kind of tied up, and there's all these swords around her, so she kind of feels like she's stuck or whatever here. But the way that it's depicted in like the Rider-Waite tarot is that, the person is like, they have all the swords around them, they're kind of like, they look as if they're tied up and they've got a blindfold on, but what they can't see is that they actually can free themselves at any moment. Like they're not actually stuck there, they just feel like they are. And I feel like that's like the prayer that Spirit is answering for you, is finally helping you to realize that you are not stuck in the place that you are currently in, whether that's like physically, like, you are not stuck to living in the town, city, or whatever that you live in, or the home that you live in currently. There is a way for you to move out in the world. Or it could be a little just more metaphorically, like, you are not stuck in the job that you're in, you're not stuck in the where you're at education wise, you're not stuck financially. Like, there is a way out. And I feel like your answered prayer is going to be, Spirit showing you that you are not stuck, that there's a whole world out there waiting for you. And it's just about, finally taking that step forward and getting into the motion of, what, I refuse to be here in this place any longer. I'm going to find a way forward, by fire, by force. So yeah, it could be, I feel like for some of you, it could be that somebody comes into your life, like a partner comes into your life, and they show you that, like, hey, they give, maybe not even like that they show you, but they give you the support that you lack in order to actually take that step forward. So they provide you that support to actually make this step forward, and that's what helps you actually start to move forward in your life. It also could be, you coming into, or it could also be if you're, you don't really resonate with the whole, having a partner or whatever, you're not really seeking love at this moment. It could be, a mentor coming into your life and showing you like, hey, there is ways out of this that, I can help you. I can show you what I did. Maybe that will help you. But yeah, it's getting you out of, I'm hearing getting you out of the cold finally and bringing you into the light. And yeah, it's like, there's just overall a sense of like things are ending and turning towards more prosperity within your life, in whatever sense that means. So I'm just gonna turn the camera a little bit. So yeah, let's see, how will you know that it is being answered? We're gonna use the astro cards to do so. Spirit, how will group 1 know that their answer is, that their prayer is being answered? How will group 1 know that their prayer is being answered? We've got the 11th house, community. We've got the 12th house, introspection. We've got Vesta with Hearth. And we've got Capricorn with achieve. So I feel like the way that you guys will know that your prayer is going to be answered is if you start to have more of a sense of community. Like, maybe there's more things starting to happen within your community, and not even just like your immediate community, but your community at large. So like the area that you live in, like the city, like maybe there's more, maybe your city is enacting more things that are supposed to help the community within your city, or just, if you're part of like a certain community, maybe they're doing, I'm hearing like more mutual aid or something like that, or there's more efforts that are being put out there in order to help each other out. Another thing could be, you could be seeing with the 12th house more improvements when it comes to your mental health, or putting like you having more energy to put more effort into healing your mental health, doing more things in order to aid yourself when it comes to your mental health, and making sure that you know how to deal with like your triggers, or finding healthier coping mechanisms for things. And then we've also got Capricorn here. Capricorn, I believe, is the 10th house. So maybe things in terms of like, your public image, or just your career are kind of turning around. And so maybe you're gaining more opportunities when it comes to those things. It could be, you start to see, I'm hearing like social media. So if you start to see that, like, if you are somebody who is on like social media, right? Maybe you start to see that your numbers are doing just a little bit better, it's not going to be like, oh, like you blow up overnight. Nothing like that. I'm not getting that. It's more like you just start to see like your reach is getting a little bit higher. You're seeing that your views are getting, like, maybe, for example, I'll use TikTok as an example, right? Maybe you post pretty much daily on TikTok, right? And each of your videos gets maybe like 200, like 150 to like 200 views each time, right? And maybe you'll get like 5 to 6 likes on a video, and a comment here or there. You'll start to see that, your videos now, when you post daily, maybe you are starting to get more up to the 300 to 500 views on a video each time you post a video. Maybe you weren't really gaining followers that much, but maybe now you're starting to gain like 1 or 2 followers like each day, and you're starting to see that growth there. Or you're getting just a little bit more engagement on your videos or something. So not something overnight, but you're definitely seeing it's like some sort of like gradual increase in terms of what you are working on in your life. So like I said, I'm just using social media as an example just because it's something that, I'm on social media. It's the easiest thing for me to give an example on. But yeah, if that's not even something that you're not even on social media or whatever, like that, like you don't post or anything like that, it could be, I'll give you the example of sales. Maybe you are used to, like, if you're in a sales position, working at like Verizon or T-Mobile or something like that, maybe you are at a point where you're kind of just like, you make maybe 1 or 2 commissions a day, not really anything substantial, and you go from making like 1 or 2 commissions every day to making at least 3 to 4 every day. Now, something like, and it's just like it gradually increases. So like maybe instead of it be consistently just 1 commission a day, you go to 2 to 3 commissions, and then in the next few weeks you start to see that you're getting like 4 to 5 commissions almost every day or something like that. Something just like it's a gradual increase in whatever that you're doing, and you're starting to see a way up, or you find that you are able to become certified or something like that within your career, and there's a way that, or your employer starts offering like, hey, we're going to start to offer to pay for these certifications, so that way we can move you up, and you could be promoted or something like that. Some sort of just like a gradual increase, like that would be really helpful to you in this current space. And then with Vesta, I'm going to consult the book because I've never had Vesta pull out before. It's number 32. Vesta calls you to be a hearth fire, to share yourself for the benefit of all, but still have enough energy left to healthfully and give again another day. The second largest and brightest asteroid between Jupiter and Mars was named Vesta, oldest goddess of hearth, home, and the family, and the center of a strong community. The fire in her temple was never allowed to go out, and the fire in the hearth of every home was sacred to her. She did not get involved in politics or the misadventures of the other gods. So the action that it's asking you to take is evaluate yourself in your life. Each human's task is to help reduce the total suffering on earth and increase the total joy. Your joy and suffering matter as much, neither more nor less than anyone else's. Do not burn yourself up for another's cause, nor withhold your warmth, but share what you have to offer. This is not a situation where you need to take sides. Come back to the center, to the flame, to your hearth, and your core values. Focus on that center flame instead of the personalities involved. Remember what matters. Find that deep calm within. Light a candle with a prayer and use it to bring your focus to the center, and let the rest fall away. Then decide, advise, and operate from there. It may be time to take a retreat, a chance to clear yourself, clear your energy fields, and cleanse your environment. Reclaim your temple. If a relationship is truly of value and important to your soul, the person or team you're involved with will honor your process. Yeah, so and then challenge, Vesta warns you to share yourself rather than sacrifice yourself. Your hard work at holding the situation together may be ignored or taken for granted unless you know your worth. And then the gift is find a temple within, the place of quiet safety where you can tend the fire and carry the sacred temple with you always. It was definitely a big, there's very much a big community and energy here. So you might be feeling like there's going to be more opportunities given to you that will essentially help you give back to your community without taking too much from yourself at the same time. Like there's an equal reciprocity. You receive more from your community and you're able to give more to your community at the same time. So it's kind of like an equal give and take. So let's see what the outcome of your answered prayer will be. So Spirit, what will the outcome be of this answered prayer? What would the outcome of this answered prayer be, Spirit? Can you get one more card? There we go. We've got the Maiden. Demand what is yours and take back what was taken. Reclaim until you've gathered all of you. And we've got Sun God. Come all, come now. Expand into the skies, into the shadows below. We've got Sacred Waters. Drunken by the swell of the sea, I can feel the blanket of her embrace. Unafraid of the presence releasing the cords, I call her in. I call her deeply within. And then we've got Oracle. Spirits of other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown. Tell me tales of the forbidden. Alrighty, I feel like the outcome of this answered prayer is being able to be more of a light within the community that you're in, being more of your authentic self, being able to take back what's yours and just shine a light and onto everything that you take on, like all the endeavors that you take on, bringing a light to that, or just, creating a space for you where you and others can be authentically yourself, and just knowing that, there is, essentially a space in where that kind of like how that Vesta card was talking about, like, keeping a fire going within your temple, being able to provide warmth for yourself and for others, and having, the space, the capacity to do so, and, help others, maybe even help others to, light that fire within themselves. But But yeah, it's like you are now being able to step into, there's no more being in the shadows in terms of something. Like there's no more being in the background. It's more so you will now be like kind of like the forefront of whatever this is that you are taking on, which I think is really lovely. Like that's such a powerful position to be in, and I love that for you guys. So let's finish out with an angel number message from Spirit for some final advice. And it could also be confirmation for you if you see this number, like, hey, your prayer is going to be answered soon. So Spirit, final advice for my group ones. Give us an angel number message. Alrighty, we got 3. Oh, that's okay. We've got number 20. I am harmonious. You relate to others on an almost cosmic level. You are dedicated to building harmonious relationships of all kinds. You have the ability to persuade others to your point of view by using gentle means. Alrighty, we've got number 30. I am imaginative. You are an original, innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas, and your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. And then what I was surprised about is this is number 25, because I was kind of just correlating that it's 2 and 3, which equals to 5. And then we've got 2 and 5, 25. So I am intelligent. You have an ability to take in and process information on both conscious and subconscious levels. Your curiosity is endless, and your desire to dive deep into a variety of subjects will bring you an immense awareness of the world. So yeah, that is your reading, guys, your answered prayer. I hope this brought some confirmation for you guys. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to comment down below. If you made it to this part of the reading, comment down below a crown and fire emoji. I would love to see how many of you guys picked pile 1. Tell me how this resonated for you. I'd love to hear it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscription button and also the post notification bell so you don't miss out on my future readings. If you would like a private reading, my Etsy shop is linked down below. Feel free to follow me on my other social medias. I do post more free readings over on TikTok, so feel free to check those out as well. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for trusting me to read your cards. I'm truly grateful for your presence. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day whenever you're watching this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Alrighty, group 2. If you picked Princess Hibana, then this is your reading. You're all about your answered prayer. So if you skip the intro, this is what we're going to be going over. We'll use the tarot cards to see what prayer is Spirit answering. We'll also use the oracle card to see how will you know it will be answered, what will be the outcome, and then we'll get some final advice from the angel number messages, or the angel number cards. You can use the numbers as like a confirmation from the angel number cards. Like if you see the numbers anywhere, then you know that your answered prayer is coming soon. So let's go ahead and get into it with the tarot and see what answered prayer will you guys be receiving. Alrighty, Spirit. What prayer? Oh, that was quick. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. What prayer will you be answering for my people who are watching group 2, Princess Hibana? What prayer will you be answering? We've got the Hierophant. Alrighty. of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh, okay, we've got the Ten of Cups and the Five of Cups. Indeed. We're trying to do 5 cards, but Spirit said 6. In the back of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. You might want to check out if you felt called towards group 1, or if you're coming from group 1. This is kind of confirmation for you that this is also your reading, just because we had the Ten of Cups and also the Ten of Pentacles both come out in group 1's reading. It came out in the spread. But yeah, I feel like there is an energy of like only you will really know what this answered prayer is. Just because we've got the Hierophant here, and you know, there's kind of like that energy of like the Hierophant kind of has like this energy of like, I'm not really trying to tell you. This is something that, you know, you're gonna just have to wait and see about like what this is going to be about. But one thing I can say for sure, I feel like you guys are going to be getting some sort of offer or message from something or someone, in regards to either there's like two, basically like there's 2 groups within group 2. One group of you is going to be getting an offer in terms of like things to deal with your finances, and some of you are going to be getting an offer when it comes to your love life or just like emotional well-being, if that makes sense. I feel like you guys are getting into an energy of possibly, maybe there was like, oh, you were at a point where you thought that your answer was going to be, your prayer was going to be answered, and it didn't turn out the way that you thought it was going to turn out. Like, you're kind of just focused here with this like 5 of Cups of like what didn't happen, but I feel like there's some sort of opportunity that's going to be presented to you, that you're kind of like not recognizing at this moment of, you know, like, yeah, you didn't get that offer, but there's something else here, because you can see like she's got her, ooh, sorry about that, she's got her, sorry, let me turn this a little bit. She's got her cups here, you know, the 3 cups are like spilled, but she's still got 2, you know, 2 cups here that she's kind of has her back turned towards. That, you know, I feel like you guys are, there's kind of like a hidden, like, how do I explain it? It's like a, like you're so focused on what didn't happen that you don't recognize what not receiving that offer has, like the opportunity that not receiving that offer has given you. I'll give you an example from my own life. You know, I was supposed to interview for a part-time job, you know, on Friday, the past Friday that, you know, because I believe this will be going up on Sunday the 13th. I was supposed to interview on the 11th for this part-time job, only to come to find out that, you know, the hours that they were offering were not the hours that I was told by the recruiter, you know. So it was kind of just a bummer because, you know, the extra income would have been really nice, but, you know, that in that, I recognize that, hey, if I was to take on that part-time job, I would have a lot less time to put towards, this tarot channel, to put towards my social media, which is starting to gain traction again. So, I was really bummed about not receiving that part-time job, which is, more of a guaranteed income versus, I don't really, I don't make a whole bunch of money from my social media platforms at this moment. But, I still now have the opportunity is I still have the time to put in that effort towards my social media and grow it to where it is, making me a bit more money or something, along those lines. So maybe that's something that you resonate with. But yeah, that could be, something that's coming along for you as an answered prayers. Like maybe you're gaining, you didn't get a specific offer or whatever, but now, the opportunity that you are getting is more time to put towards something that you always dreamed of doing. Is kind of like the feeling that I'm getting here. So with that being said, let's see, how will you know your prayer is being answered? So Spirit, how will group... Ooh. It flew out. It got dignified with strength. How will group 2 know that their prayer is being answered? How will group 2 know that their prayer is being answered? We've got transits. How will group 2 know that their prayer is being answered? We've got trine / textile with symbiosis. Get one more. How will group 2 know that their prayer is being answered? We've got solar calm with clarify. Interesting. So something that I was automatically hearing off the bat is that things, whenever you're watching this, things astrologically could be aligning in a way that just makes everything kind of like line up to help you gain the energy to answer the prayer yourself, almost. For example, you might want to look into your birth chart and see, how things are kind of like aligning with the upcoming transits. For example, if you're watching this at the time that I am posting, so this is like we're almost at mid-April of 2025. We just both the Mercury and the Venus retrograde just ended. So things could be aligning because of that, being finally getting out of that energy. You finally feel like now, okay, I'm done dealing with like this past energy. I can finally move forward. You could also be affected some upcoming transits that we're going to be dealing with this year in the 2025. You could be dealing with your Saturn return. If you have Saturn in Aries, that will be occurring in May. So maybe things will be aligning at that time. Or you could be having like one of your placements trining or sextiling Saturn in the coming months. You know, that could be something to look into. Or you know, something else that's going to be occurring is Jupiter is moving from Gemini into Cancer, I believe sometime in June, like mid-June, I want to say. Mid to end of June. So maybe you have a placement that's kind of like favorable, or Jupiter will be transiting a house that will be really favorable for the thing that the prayer that you want answered. We've also got this solar calm, so you know, you could be having things more, you could be gaining more clarity on the path of which you need to take in order for your prayer to be answered. And just overall, like, things could be, you could be gaining the strength to take those steps forward towards your answered prayer. But yeah, it's just, I feel like, just like, as I was saying before, because with the Hierophant, I feel like it's not only you are going to really know what an answer to your prayer is going to mean. And I feel like that's kind of what the astrological cards are kind of giving me, is like only you are going to know like what kind of alignment you would need for this prayer to be answered, you know. And the answer is like, you're going to gain clarity from maybe looking into things more astrologically, and taking that information that you gain and using it to your advantage, or you know, just overall using the upcoming transits of whatever at whatever time that you're watching this, to use that energy in order to get your prayer answered. So yeah, let's see what will be the outcome of your prayer, of your answered prayer. So, Spirit, what will be the outcome of Group 2's answered prayer? If you feel called to Group 1, I really think you should check it out. So 2 of these cards I can't really show on camera. I don't want to get flagged or anything, but I'll show you really quick. But we've got Sex Magic. I draw on my body with an invisible blade carved with the bliss of lustrous teeth. It is the allure that I will meet blood and flesh. And then we've got Sun God. Come all, come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. And then the other card that I can't really show just because, yeah, we've got Embodiment. Now unsown from the flesh, a most alluring lullaby stills my pain as the skies bleed for my heart and the embodiment I am to claim. And then the last card we've got is Rowan. There is no need to fear, dear one. Protected you are, and protected you will always be. So I feel like the outcome of this answered prayer is one, being able to be in a space of letting go of fear when it comes to whatever this prayer that you're wanting to answer, and being able to expand yourself into a space where you are comfortable in and out of your body, and you are able to take on so much more of the things that you want, and truly embody your beliefs, truly embody your values, and be able to share all the parts of you that make you who you are. And without question, even if somebody tries to come in and be like, well, this is wrong with you and this is wrong with you, you could just be like, well, only you see that this is wrong with me. I don't see this as something wrong with me. And even if it is, wrong, it's something that I am actively working on. So there's no reason for you to really point it out, because I'm already working on it, yeah, this is a more or less favorable part of me, but I accept it as it is, and I'm working towards, finding things to cope with it, and finding things to, make sure that it's not a burden on myself and others. So just, it really feels like almost like, I don't really resonate necessarily with the body positivity movement, just because I feel like it's become really convoluted, but almost as if you're taking more on being more body positive and accepting yourself for who you are, and accepting the vessel that you were given. Almost coming out of a survival mode as well. That's what will be the outcome. It's coming out of your survival mode and just being able to take on life in a way that, life as it is, life as you know it, and not being afraid to take on the challenges that it provides, the challenges that come up in your journey in this life, not feeling so daunted by it, if that makes sense. So let's finish out with some angel number messages. You can use the numbers as confirmation, you see the number and it is, confirmation that, your answered prayer is coming soon. So Spirit, can you give us some final advice? Can you give us some angel numbers for group 2 to take on? What angel numbers do you have for group 2? Get 2 more, please. Alright, 1 more. So we've got number 21. I am inspiring You are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged. It reveals itself in everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. And we got 00. I am observant. Angels ask for your attention. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening. Trust your intuition and follow their guidance without any delay. Focus inward through meditation and prayer. And then last but not least, these cards keep turning. We got 12. I am focused. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout the entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into reality. So yeah, that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this reading. If you like this reading, please give this video a like, comment down below, tell me how this resonates. Also, feel free to leave a princess emoji down below if you've made it to the end of this reading. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and if you hit the subscribe button, please also hit the post notification bell so you don't miss out on my future readings. If you would like a private reading, please look at my Etsy shop. It'll be linked down below. And yeah, feel free to follow me on my other social medias. They're linked down below. I also post readings over on TikTok, so feel free to check out my TikTok. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for trusting me to read your cards. I'm truly grateful for your presence, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. See you in the next one. Bye. Hey group 3, if you picked Sister Iris, then this is your reading all about an answered prayer. So if you skip the intro, then this is what we're going to be going over. We're going to use the tarot cards to see what prayer is Spirit answering for you. With the Oracle cards, we'll look into how will you know it will be answered, what will be the outcome of this answered prayer, and then we'll get some final advice. So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirit, for group 3, what prayer will you be answering? We got the King of Pentacles. What prayer will you be answering for my people who are watching group 3? Feel free to comment down below to let me know that you're watching group 3, the praying hands emoji. Ooh, we got the hanged man. I don't know why, but I'm hearing the hanged man is kind of reminding me of this children's story that I read as a kid called Pippi Longstocking. I don't know whether or not that will resonate for you, or if that's a story that you read as a kid as well. You've got the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Ooh, there's some sort of like overall connecting energy between all the groups, because the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Cups came out in group 2. Almost as if everybody has the same prayer that they are praying, but what you want to come out of it is differs for everybody. so that might resonate with you. Like, you have a prayer, you feel like everybody else is praying this prayer, but got the Magician. But the way that you want it to come about is going to be different. The back of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like the prayer that Spirit is answering for you is something that you've been working on for quite a while. And I feel like the way that Spirit is going to be answering this for you is kind of like shifting your perspective on the whole thing. Like, maybe you see that, maybe you think that there's only one way that this prayer can be answered, and I feel like Spirit is kind of like shifting your mindset regarding it and showing you that, hey, versus just one way of this coming about, this answered prayer, there's all these different ways that you can manifest this prayer being answered. And I do really feel like, because we've got the Eight of Pentacles as the back of the deck, like this is something that you've been working on, and it really does feel like, you know, your prayer could be answered in a multitude of ways. It's what is kind of stagnating everything is this perspective of there's only one way that almost like, not that there's like, that you see that there's only one way, but more so that there's only one way that you want the prayer answered, versus Spirit trying to show you that there's a multitude of ways that could still get you the result that you are wanting to manifest. So yeah, I feel like that's like the prayer that like Spirit is answering for you, is showing you that the thing that you're working towards, there's more ways that this could come about, and this could be, you know, I'm going to use social media as an example, because I used it as an example for group 1, and it's just, you know, the easiest thing for me to use as an answer. Maybe, you know, you are trying to grow your social media, a certain social media platform. For example, we're going to use TikTok. Maybe you are trying to grow your platform on TikTok, and you've been posting daily, you've been putting your content out there or whatever, and you're kind of just like, you're solely working on TikTok. That's the only platform that you are currently working on and currently trying to monetize, right? And, you know, of course, your answered prayer would be that you get to a point where your TikTok is monetized. You have enough followers, you have enough views on TikTok to finally have all of your, like when you post, you're making money on each and every one of your posts, right? I feel like Spirit is kind of trying to show you that, hey, this is not the only platform that you can monetize your craft on. You know, there's multiple platforms on this, you know, in the social media realm that you could monetize your craft or whatever you are doing. And it doesn't have to be just TikTok. You might think that like, well, TikTok is like the easiest platform, or one of the easier platforms to get monetized on, but, you know, that's, you know, maybe if we were talking back in like 2020, 2021, yeah, technically TikTok back then was probably the easiest platform to get monetized on, because the way that the algorithm worked back then, you know, it was, you know, you could post a video here and there, and then all of a sudden you blow up overnight type of deal. That's not necessarily the case anymore. Like, yeah, it still happens for one or two people here and there, but for the most part, you know, you are now seeing, you know, creators on that app who have hundreds of thousands or even millions of followers, and their views are maybe heading the tens of thousands, right? So it's not as easy to be monetized on that platform. So Spirit could be telling you, like showing you, maybe, you know, you feel inspired. So going on this social media tangent, maybe you feel inspired, like, okay, you know, I'm not really gaining that much traction on as much traction on TikTok. Let me try posting this video or whatever over on YouTube Shorts or over on Instagram Reels or even Facebook, because Facebook does have monetization or whatever for Reels and stuff. So, because you know, Meta, etc. Anyways, and you know, you see that those platforms you start posting over on those platforms, and on top of posting on your TikTok regularly and whatever, like you're kind of just cross posting your content, right? And now you're starting to see, okay, I'm gaining traction on all these other platforms that I'm not really getting from TikTok. And it could be that, you know, you start making money on Facebook, or you get to the point of monetization over on YouTube or something like that. You know, it's just a matter of changing your perspective on what you think will work and being more open to trying other things in order to, you know, kind of just broaden your horizons in a sense, when it comes to the thing that you're working so hard on. So that's the prayer that Spirit is going to be answering. Let's go ahead and see how you know it will be answered. So Spirit, how will Group 3 know that their prayer will be answered? Alrighty, so we've got Pisces with Sensitize and Progressions with Journey. How will Group 3 know that their prayer is being answered? Or how will they know it will be answered? We've got semi-square, cucunx with tension. I have to look into the book for that one. How will pile 3? Okay, and then we've got Vesta with Hearth. Alrighty. So something I was hearing while I was shuffling for Pisces, I feel like y'all might have to get a little bit more. I'm hearing Delulu is the Salulu, which is really funny to me because I don't really say that. Like I know it comes from TikTok, but I don't really say that in like my day to day. Like, oh, the Delulu is the Salulu, but that's kind of just what I'm hearing, is like you might have to be a little bit more dreamy when it comes to the thing that you're trying to have answered. I feel like there's certainly, with this progressions card, you know, a journey that you need to be taking on. Maybe there's just like, I feel like there's some sort of like you tapping more into the spiritual side of things when it comes to this answered prayer, like maybe doing more visualizations when it comes to it, or just being more like being in a state of like acting like it's already happening is kind of what I'm hearing. I'm gonna look into that square, semi-square, quincunx thing. It's number 54. So these three aspects are awkward, potentially confrontational, and urge us to grow as we reconcile the disparate points of view. Square aspects act as if two horses are pulling at right angles, or two cars are colliding at a crossroads. Needs collide, and tension pulls between different priorities within or without. A square is formed by two planets that are 90 degrees apart and in the same modality, cardinal, fixed, or mutable, while semi-square is formed by two planets 45 degrees apart. A quincunx is formed by two planets 150 degrees apart from two signs that neither have polarity, modality, nor element in common. So the action that this card wants you to take is life is a workout. This phase needs juggling, muscle building, and the careful coordination of competing needs. You may feel pulled between one path or another and pushed to make a decision. But with some fancy timing and rhythm, you may be able to do it all. Working with people who have diverse mindsets, skills, and backgrounds can be challenging, but in the long run, these collaborations prove most productive and enriching. Find points of ease, the few things everybody agrees on already, and build out from there. Honor difference and expand. Let this situation become a mandala created by the interlacing elements that at first glance may not look like they go together. These apparently clashing pieces can round each other out and create a beautiful symbol of wholeness. Take this image into your psyche and use it as a pattern for interaction. These tense aspects take work, but don't avoid it. If you take a hatching baby bird out of its egg so it doesn't have to struggle, it won't build the strength needed to survive. A butterfly needs to struggle coming out of the cocoon in order to have circulation in its wings to fly. This situation builds your strength. Get ready to fly. So yeah, I feel like there is some sort of, like, how you know that this prayer it will be answered is going through some sort of struggle, maybe not necessarily internally, but very much like an external struggle of some sort. And it could be with like the people around you, the people in your community, especially because we do have this Vesta card, and I did read it for group 2, I believe, and the Vesta was kind of just like talking about building a temple and, you know, creating a fire that warms not just you but others as well, and also making sure that, you know, your warmth or whatever, you know, as much as you're providing warmth to others, that it doesn't take, that providing that warmth to others doesn't take warmth away from you as well. And I feel like that's kind of like the energy of how you will know that your prayer is going to be answered, is kind of just like knowing that, making things work to where there is a bit of a challenge when it comes to maybe working with other people, when it comes to trying to reach your answered prayer, but also, you know, finding a balance that makes sure that you are getting out of this just as much, getting as much out of whatever you're trying to do as others are. Like, there's not like imbalance when it comes to the things that you are receiving from whatever you're trying to work on. Like, you receive just as much as others do, and you give just as much as others do. Nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, let's see what will be the outcome of this prayer. So Spirit, alrighty. Spirit, what will be the outcome of this answered prayer? The outcome of this answered prayer, Spirit? Yeah, there's like an energy throughout the entire reading, because it's the same card. It's the Sun God card. It's come out for every single group. So if you felt called to one of the other groups, definitely check it out, because there might be an energy there that, you know, resonates with you. Yeah, because the Oracle card, I think, came out in group 2, which has also come out. So we're going to start out, we've got Vision with to find enlightenment, seek nowhere, for it lives within you. We've got Oracle, which says, spirits of other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown, tell me tales of the forbidden. You've got Sun God, come all, come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. And then I'm going to use one of my crystals to cover up this last card, just because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube. But we've got Goddess, make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. I'm just going to put that right there and make sure, yeah, I can't really see much on the camera. Good. So I feel like the outcome of this, you know, answered prayer for you guys is, one, I feel like you guys are going to be more in tune with, like, more confident to use your intuition when it comes to things regarding your life, especially with this answered prayer. Like, once the prayer is answered, you're going to feel like a lot more confident when it comes to your intuition. I feel like you're going to have an overall vision for your life that you are going to not only hold a path for, but feel confident to share with others as well, in order to maybe also help them on their journeys, maybe in the sense of becoming like a mentor of some sort. But there's just like a stronger sense of like confidence because of this answered prayer. Feeling able to, be in the spotlight and not cower away when the light is shined on you. Just like the overall energy that's been like throughout each group is being able to stand in your light with no fear. And I feel like that's like the outcome of like everybody's answered prayer, is just being able to take on life in a way that you can truly be your full and authentic self, and nobody can take that away from you. Like you don't no longer feeling the need to fit in with everybody, but creating a space in which everybody is able to be authentic within themselves, and that becoming more of the norm, So let's go ahead and end this out with an angel number message. Alrighty, Spirit, final messages for my group 3s. What angel numbers do you have for them that will give them confirmation about this answered prayer? Alrighty. Yeah, you guys might want to check out group 2 if you felt called to it. We've got 000. I am a creator. You are one with the Creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on Earth. You got number 21. I am inspiring. You are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged, and it reveals in itself in everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. And then we've got 12. I am focused. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout the entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into reality. So yeah, that is your reading, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this reading. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Tell me how this resonated for you. And give me the praying hands emoji to let me know that you watched group 3. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscription button and also the post notification bell so you don't miss out on my future readings. If you would like a private reading, my Etsy shop is linked down below. Feel free to follow me on my other social media platforms. They're linked down below as well. I also post readings over on TikTok, so feel free to follow me there if you want more readings. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for trusting me to read your cards. I truly am grateful for your presence here in this reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.